Hello, I'm Robert Wolff.
And I'm Gabriel Peterson.
And you're watching Innovation Coffee on, what's today? April 6th. Hello, once again, and welcome to Innovation Coffee, brought to you by ARM. My name is Robert Wolff.
And I'm Gabriel Peterson.
And we are here to bring you all the awesome and amazing things happening in and around the ARM ecosystem, of course, focused on developers. Now, one of the big things about this particular show is that we try to bring you also not only information from ARM out to you people out there, but we also bring on some amazing guests, featured guests, to talk to us about the things that they're doing on ARM. And today, we are joined by one of the my favorite people in the whole world, in fact, and he's been on this show a couple times already, Sahaj Sarup from Linaro. He'll be joining the call in just a minute to talk to us about the new and cool things that are happening at Linaro, as well as, believe it or not, Linaro Connect is coming back in person, and it will be happening in London later this month, roughly in the April 20, I think. I don't know the exact date. We'll pull it up and we'll share the website. So I think it's April 20th to the 22nd or something. Sahaj will tell us. How about that? But I will be there. I have a talk about the developer program. Sahaj is going to tell us all sorts of cool stuff that's happening at that event. Now, I want to remind everyone that if you're watching live, please feel free to ask questions at any time. You can pop those questions inside the YouTube comment section or inside the YouTube chat. If you're watching this on demand, feel free to put a comment up there, and we'll be happy to address those comments as we receive them. Now, if you're enjoying this live stream, why not hit that like button? And don't forget to subscribe to the ARM Software Developers YouTube channel, because we go live every single Thursday at 5 p.m. UTC. That's 10 a.m. Pacific, or 1 p.m. Eastern, or 10:30 p.m. India time, IST, all the way down the line. I'm saying that because Sahaj is in India.
I'm just going to trust you on those. I am terrible at making those conversions on the fly.
Yeah, so the best one to follow is just the UTC time, because it's unchanging, 5 p.m. UTC every single Thursday. Not only that, we also bring out a lot of other great content on this channel, so make sure you follow. Gabe, let's cue the Discord server real quick. If you can bring that little slider up the bottom.
Yes.
I want to remind everyone we have a great Discord server as well, so feel free to join the Discord server. Pow. In there, you'll find us evangelists, as well as a variety of ARM experts who cover all of the different verticals that ARM, develops on. And you can get your questions answered, all sorts of very interesting conversations that happen on the daily. It is a new server, yet we already have almost 3,000 developers in there. So it is definitely worth checking out. Now, did you add that recap for last week's episode there?
I did not.
Okay. Did you want to talk about last week's episode? That was GDC, right?
No. Last week
What did we do last week?
We had, I'm going to butcher his name.
How am I forgetting this too? The days seem to blend together. It's okay. We'll bring Sahaj on here. Let's already get into this anyways. There was one thing I did want to talk about as well. So along with Sahaj and the stuff about Linaro and Linaro Connect, one of our very own developer evangelists who you've met on this show or can find very frequently communicating with you on Discord, Michael Hall, is at DevNexus out in Atlanta. And so he'll be joining us with a gentleman from Azul, another company that he's befriended while at this event. And they're going to show us a little bit about the event. He has not joined the call yet, so I don't see him in the green room. But when he gets here, we'll bring him on. I think he's going to kind of show us the event a little bit. We'll give him a 5-minute segment or so. All right, Sahaj, are you ready? I'm bringing you in now. Okay, there you go. All right, there you go. Thumbs up. Excellent.
Yeah,
hey.
And just to say, we didn't forget. I just couldn't.
Oh yeah, Collabnix, Ajit Reina. Oh my gosh, yeah. How could I forget Ajit Reina? Anyways, Sahaj, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I meant it when I said you're one of my favorite people.
Thank you.
Yeah. So real quick, I want you to give us your origin story and a little bit about yourself and what you do at Linaro. But I want to share with the people watching here real quick. If you haven't seen Sahaj on this channel before, and by the way, I call him Sahaj, but I've earned that. You have to call him Sahaj. So if you ever meet him in public, his name is Sahaj. But so Sahaj and I go way back. When I started working at Linaro in 2016, at some point I was given the opportunity to build a team, and Sahaj was one of my hires. And what was the role you joined in as? Was it like applications engineer? And this guy just kills it. Everything he does, an amazingly hard worker, and very able to adapt to pretty much anything when it comes to developing cool stuff. And one of the reasons I love having him on the show is because look at all his surroundings in his room. I think he has some of the coolest gadgets around, and we're going to do an innovation coffee cribs in a minute. But Sahaj, welcome to the show. Tell us about yourself.
Hello. I'm a long-term maker. I started out with making small Raspberry Pi projects, moved on to some robotics, and then started my YouTube channel. It didn't grow too much, but it was enough to give me good enough Twitter following to meet me up with Robert and other folks within ARM. And then once I got hold of 96 boards, a lot of the barriers broke loose, and I was making other cool stuff. And then soon joined the team. So,
are you still running your YouTube channel? By the way, it's called Geek Till It Hurts, but Hertz is spelled Hertz. Great name. Can't believe you got that handle, by the way. Are you still running that? You still making videos for it?
It's very rare that I do that.
Oh, darn.
But it's mostly like I'll get my hand on some seriously unique hardware, and then I'll make a video. So like one of the pending videos is 128-bit CPU back from the early 2000s.
Oh wow!
So it's
very nice.
So it's stuff like that. If I find something interesting on eBay, it goes on YouTube.
Cool. So I may have missed it, but you started as an applications engineer at Linaro. What's your role now?
Just engineer.
Just engineer. All right.
So I switched teams. I was in with Robert at 96 boards. We used to make cool stuff on single board computer like this one. And Robert, I don't know if Robert has his wall or it's in.
He's great.
I brought this out just for you.
There
all right. We call this the board of boards. Sorry, Gabe, I'm gonna get in your way here for a second. So these are what me and Sahaj worked on in the 96 boards program. And I have literally an entire Pelican case full of more, but you can see all of these. I'm gonna lift it up past my head. This is a bit of an art piece now because I don't know how many of these still work or have become legacy products by now. But yeah,
the red ones are very rare.
Yeah. So real quick, I'll pull one of these up here. So, in the early days when the 96 boards program first started, right, Sahaj, it was the Qualcomm 410C, the Snapdragon 410C chipset on the Dragon board 410C, and
using that one.
Eventually, what ended up happening was Qualcomm at their campus has like a full fab there, and so they printed these early revisions. I'm gonna get it real close to the camera to focus on it here. They printed these early revisions of the Dragon board 410C, and it was on red PCB. And so when I was developing a course at Coursera at UCSD, these were the boards we were given. But then eventually the board that actually came out was this one right here, the blue Dragon board. And this is the one, the consumer one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so the red ones are rare. Do you have one, Sahaj?
No, I don't have a red one.
I have two of them. I'll bring you one.
Yeah,
sure. Linaro Connect. Do you want one or no?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, they're cool, right? I have two, and they might be the only two left in the whole world. You can have one.
So for the viewers who may not know, what does Linaro do exactly?
So Linaro started up as a group within Canonical, and now they've separated out. But the initial goal was to make sense of all of the mess that was ARM on Linux, and just to have like this centralized place of where people can collaborate and just work on a similar solution that works for everyone. So it ended up being a place where different organizations working with ARM hardware would come to get Linux working on an upstream for their hardware. And since then, it has grown quite a bit, and it's on in a lot of different spaces. So the team I work with now mainly does CI and CD stuff. So if you've heard about Lava, Linaro's automation and validation architecture, that's what I work with. Um, I'm still working directly on hardware. I'm still making hardware, but that's the team where I'm at.
Yeah, so Gabe, you got to kind of look at it like this, because I worked at Linaro for like 4 years, right? So in the x86 world, right, there's very few chips.
Right.
There's only a couple chip makers, and they kind of upstream their stuff to get Linux running on x86. They just do it and it's done. But for the ARM world, there are a ton of different chip makers.
Right.
And so when you look at enabling Linux on ARM, you say, okay, well, is it really like enabling Linux on ARM, or am I enabling Linux on a MediaTek chipset? Am I enabling Linux on a Qualcomm chipset? And so you end up with this very fragmented ecosystem. And so Linaro was kind of created to unify this fragmented ecosystem and find synergies across the board that all of these different chip makers can contribute to. Right.
Okay.
So if you want Linux, you say Linux running on ARM, it's like, well, what chip are you talking about? And that's why you have, all these different cell phones, all these different computers, all these different things have different ARM chips, right?
Well, that makes sense why you were talking about people you worked with being such highly ranked Linux contributors.
Yeah. So Linaro kind of has the best and the brightest in that area. But yeah, cool. So Linaro, defined Linaro. Now I guess I want to know a little bit about your. You had more. Sorry.
No, not to interrupt, but it's just Mike is available now for the little segment. So.
I want to do. Okay, I guess. Sahaj, are you okay if we do this DevNexus segment?
Sure.
Have you ever been to Atlanta before?
No.
Have you heard of DevNexus?
I've heard of it.
Okay, so DevNexus is like a Java event, from what I hear. So I guess we'll let Michael tell us or show us a little bit about this, and then I want to dive into Linaro Connect and let Gabe ask more of his questions. All right, Michael can't hear us. Did you tell him he has only 5 minutes?
Yeah, and I told him I'd thumbs up him.
Okay, so he knows he has 5 minutes. Okay, all right. Sahaj, thank you so much. Sorry about this, buddy, but we're just going to do this real quick. All right.
All right. So, hey, everyone. I'm Michael Hall. I'm one of the developer and evangelists for ARM, and I'm here in the Atlanta Convention Center for DevNexus. It's a little bit quiet here right now because there's a talk going on, actually several talks going on, but that works out well because here with me I've got Simon Ritter, who's Deputy CEO at Deputy CTO at Azul. I saw Simon's talk yesterday about their cloud JIT compiler that compiles Java bytecode down to native instruction sets like ARM. So I wanted to get him on to talk a little bit about what they're doing, and especially the cloud native part of that.
Yeah, so what we've decided to do is look at how we can decouple the JIT compiler from the JVM. Because if you're running in a microservices environment, obviously you're spinning up multiple instances of the same application, the same microservice. And why have each of those JVMs do the same work and replicate the same thing every time? Why not centralize that as a service? Then we can cache the results and we can then provide that as required. And what we've done is we've created a way of doing that with our cloud native compiler so that we can take the method that needs to be compiled, but then we combine that with information from the profiling of that method. So we create, in effect, a fingerprint that represents a method with a certain set of assumptions, so we can use speculative optimizations in the right way. And then we can also have different assumptions so that we have the same method, but it's compiled in a different way. And we just match that based on what the application is doing, the service actually requires at that given time. And as we've always said, we're working very closely with ARM in terms of support, especially for Graviton, because we've been working very hard on that with our Platform Prime product, which is the one that uses the cloud native compiler. So very much taking advantage of the instruction set that ARM can provide to us, and really looking at that low level to get the most out of the compilation and the most out of the performance that we can get for that.
All right. Thank you very much, Simon. Look forward to hearing more about Azul. So I have joined foojay.io. It's FOOJAY.io. Friends of OpenJDK. It's an open source community forum So I'm going to learn more about all of the different things that are going on with Java in the Java world there. I've learned so much here at DevNexus already, so it's been a really good event. So just want to say thanks again, Simon.
Great,
and
thank you very much.
We'll talk to you later.
Great.
Find myself some more talks now.
Oh, you guys are muted.
We're muted. Oh, we can talk. You just can't hear us. I was muted. Sorry. Oh my gosh, we're flubbing it here.
We're still learning with the events, like
Yeah.
doing it live. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So Sahaj, did you gather what was going on there with Azul?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are optimizing for ARM.
Nice. Yeah. So is that your dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right, so let's now go into this. It was really cool having Simon on, by the way. Simon, if you're watching this later, we'd love to have you on for a full episode if you want to come and show a demo or talk to us a little bit more about Azul. Sahaj, Linaro Connect. Let's go into the history of this first. Tell us about the history of Linaro Connect to your knowledge.
Well, I mean, you might know it better than me, but it just ended up being a place where developers and member engineers can come physically and talk out issues and differences and just come to, again, a singular solution that works for everyone. So we've had talks and workshop sessions just to make sure that everyone's on the same page, working on something that benefits the larger ARM community.
Yeah, so one of the things that I noted, right? So I remember when I got hired at Linaro, February 2016, literally within the month, less than 30 days, I was in Bangkok, Thailand. Okay, and beautiful hotel, the first kind of big tech event I'd ever been to, and I never really realized how niche and special Connect was until later, having attended various other events. Because Linaro Connect is highly technical. And not only do they offer these technical sessions, but Linaro consists of these groups of highly skilled engineers. And then this event enables all of these engineers from all of these partner companies, along with Linaro, to come together a couple times a year. Back in the day, it was a couple times a year. And then they would put all these different hacking rooms all around the hotel. And so you'd be able to go into a hacking room that was specifically designated to some sort of IoT kernel thing, right? Or something to do with the server space. And then you'd go in there and you'd literally find like these engineers who are developing the stuff that you don't even realize you're using on a daily basis. And these are the guys these are the people that are developing these things. And so Linaro Connect, after experiencing other events, turned out to be a very unique event. Are we bringing this back? Is this going to be a similar situation to this one we're having this year?
It is. It's going to be a bit shorter running. So it's just from Wednesday 26th to Friday 28th. Earlier used to be Monday to Friday.
It was a whole week. That's right.
Yeah.
So with this upcoming Linaro Connect, what can people look forward to?
Well, let's hear. I want to hear you finish your thought there, Sahaj. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So I think I don't know how permanent this shortened time frame is, or duration is, because I think we might ramp up at some point. But a lot of member companies are still within their like COVID travel restrictions. So we are just trying to spin things back up. So like we don't have a full demo Friday. We'll have a time dedicated to demo showcasing. So there are cuts like these, but in a sense, it's still a full connect. You'll have all the member engineers show up. You have all the sessions from Linaro and non-Linaro people, and it's packed full, even if it's for 3 days.
Nice. Yeah, that's good that you're doing this, by the way. I mean, I think that instead of just starting off after COVID and everything with just launching this 5-day event, starting with 3 days is actually probably the smarter move, gauging it from there. 5 days was pretty epic though, right? Like, also just seeing it, from a personal standpoint, you get to show up. I remember telling you about this, like, Sahaj, you should book, like, come in on that Friday and then stay until the Sunday. Like the plane tickets are the same, but yeah. So you get to kind of have like 2 weekends in some foreign land. which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense to keep it short and sweet this time and have people wanting to look forward to the next one.
If anything, if you're leaving people wanting more, that's a good thing,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So what was your question, Gabe?
Oh, yeah, sorry. So what big events are coming up, or what things are there for people to look forward to who are attending this year's event?
So for me, and I think a lot of folks, a lot of work has been going around system ready stuff in the past 2 years. Sophie, so those are two of the larger sort of group of talks that I'm seeing. And then there's a lot of Windows and on ARM stuff, because Microsoft recently joined Linaro to work on open source components running on Microsoft Windows on ARM. So we have a few talks from that as well. There are talks around CXL, which is the cache coherent link, like PCIe. And then there are talks around Rust on Linux is another large topic that's been going around. So we have training sessions for Rust on Linux. And then a lot of IoT, HPC stuff that's being talked about on other ARM. You just get updates and new feature and new roadmaps. So a lot of cool, very, very ARM on Linux centric stuff going on.
And probably
Very
the best,
cool.
probably the best session. Like if you were looking for, if you could only attend one session at Linaro Connect, I'd probably say it's this one right here. I don't know who this. Oh yeah, me. I'm the speaker. So,
I was about to say my session.
I'm sorry.
I was about to say my session. But
Oh,
before
you're
that-
having a session. Let's look at your session. I didn't know you were going to have one. Yeah. So
How is
then,
it possible that at the Connect I don't have a session and I don't have a demo?
oh, you don't have a you don't have a session.
I have a session. I'm saying, how is it possible that I would do not?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's true. Like, how would you not? Where's your session?
you can just click speakers. And then
It's
go on that.
on Thursday at
It's on
12:30.
Thursday. All right.
It's
Let's see.
called device driver testing.
Wednesday. How do I get to Thursday? Let's go to speakers. What do I click here? Speakers. Let's find. There's a lot of speakers. Sometimes it might be harder. Oh, nice. Look, Philip's still there. Am I going to find you here?
And while he's looking, for people who are unable to attend this event, is there any
Jumana.
online material that they can view? Like, can they view any keynotes online, or do
So-
Connect Days still happen?
So I don't think we have a Connect day, but traditionally we did live stream everything on YouTube.
Perfect. Yeah, because I know Robert, of course, is going to be able to attend, but I will not. But some of those talks you were describing and that Robert was scrolling through actually looked really informative, and I'd like to see
Sahaj,
some of them.
we're going to do this right now. We're going to see, look, you have 12 attendees signed up to yours. Let's see me. You beating me. I only got 8. But hey, look, Daniel Thompson will be there. That's good. I missed that guy. Gosh, it's so cool. Like it feels nostalgic in a way, like scrolling through this. Like this was such a big thing that happened every, twice a year. Joe Bates, like I'm seeing all these people here, that David Brown, man, Kieran, like literally Ard, all these people. Like I'm so happy to see that all of these people are still at Linaro and still plugging away, doing the good work that we need for this ecosystem. So very cool. So I'm sorry, I kind of interrupted you, Sahaj, and I didn't, or maybe I just didn't hear it. But what was the one thing that you're looking forward to?
Device driver testing, my talk.
Your talk. Oh, okay. Yeah. Nice. All right. Yeah. Do you know what the keynotes are going to be like? Are we still having keynotes at this thing?
Yeah, we have multiple keynotes. So I think it's like 2 in a single day. So I think there's one going to be for standards compliance. Obviously, there's going to be one from Microsoft, I assume.
Yeah, it looks like there's one right here, Demystifying Architecture, the Hardware-Software Contract. That's with Mark Hambleton, by the way. Mark Hambleton is from ARM. He is the VP of Open Source at ARM. There you go. Then you have, it looks like, the Standards and Collaboration Critical Requirements for the Next Wave of IoT with David Maidment, who is also from ARM. That's great. There you go. Hey, you guys are just littered with ARM people over there. Yeah. Okay, cool. And are you excited for any particular keynote?
I'm looking for the systems ready compliance based ones. Although I will be sitting at the Microsoft Windows on ARM one, because I'm very curious what they're trying to develop. It's not their closed source thing, but it's going to be. I think they're doing a lot of work around running GCC for ARM on Windows and stuff like that. So that's going to be interesting as well.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Did you have another question there?
Yeah, I did actually. So I'm curious, what demographic has the largest turnout at the events? Like if we looked at the tech stack, where do most of the attendees fall under?
A lot of maintainers and kernel developers, just a huge bunch of them. I think after that, there's like compiler folks. So
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
sort of-
Yeah, so this is like low level, low on the stack. I remember in my early days, Daniel Lascano. Is he still at ARM? I mean, is he still at Linaro?
I don't know. I don't think
So Daniel Lascano, I remember talking with him, and this is how crazy it is, right? So like when you think of like a chip, right? The chip goes on a board or a device, and then you have all these different components that have to come together and form an orchestra to make everything work, right? And one of the key components here is the power management system. And the crazy thing about this is Daniel Lascano focused on power management. And so when you look at like these boards, every now and then you'll notice you have the chip, and then right next to the chip usually you have this little cluster of other things. And this is like the power management system that kind of taps into everything else. But the crazy thing is right, like all these developers, I say all, that when you ask the tech stack, these are the people who are essentially coding the kernel to. I want to try to make it like easy to understand, but like they're the ones who are popping those transistors on and off. I mean, like, you're coding the kernel to literally tell the chip what to do. This is the lowest level possible code you can pretty much do nowadays. Like I want to say, so very cool.
Yeah, it was a little. I popped it up a little bit early, but that was so I didn't forget, because I wanted to hear the answer to this too.
Oh, this is a good one, David. You go way back, huh? All right, so I guess we didn't really touch on that.
No, I wanted you to read this one off because obviously it applies to you.
Oh, open hours. You know what? Let's pull that up, Sahaj. We got to pull it up here real quick. Let's see. YouTube. I'm just gonna pull up 96 boards, and I'm just gonna pull up some of the episodes, and maybe you and I can pick one of our favorites. So Sahaj and I. Actually, I started this before Sahaj existed. I don't think he was born yet. I started this thing called Open Hours, and it wasn't even necessarily. I don't think it was my idea. I don't want to take credit for it. It was Steve and Chauvin from marketing. They were like, Robert, you like talking. Let's put you in front of a camera and see what happens. And so one time I sat in front of this camera, we did a live stream, and we had all of these like questions predetermined beforehand. Stephen Chauvin, like they had all these questions. We planted people in the audience to ask the questions. And it turns out it was a blast. And so we did this thing called Open Hours, 96 Boards Open Hours. And we did this for years. Like, I mean, I think we did it for like 3 years ago. Like they go back, I mean, this is 3 years ago from today, but we were doing this
way more, because we started Open Hours before. I mean, I started appearing in Open Hours before I joined. That's almost going to be 6 years.
Yeah, I think we did, like when Open Hours existed. Where is it? Did some interviews there. I'm trying to find the playlist. Open Hours extras. I want to find the playlist. So here we go. Playlist. This is the first episode. 152 episodes that we did.
Yeah. No, I think we started counting them because I see more. But
you're right. You're right.
Some just dates. So I don't think this has all the videos on it.
No, I think you're right. I think this is actually where it stopped. We just stopped moving them up. So there's look, there's 195 videos here. But let's go back to this first one. This is the first 163. Look at Sahaj here, little baby. Look at the little baby. I'm gonna mute it so you don't hear, but let's see where he is. There he is.
Oh, Countdown. This is much ahead because this is 3 years ago.
This is 163. Yeah. So I mean, this is This is this doesn't go all the way back, but
Because I remember at one point we did not have that timer there. So
yeah, and this is Anna from she works at LinkedIn, or she worked at LinkedIn at the time. This messy setup I had, the board of boards. Look at my board of boards then. Let's see. Let's look here real quick. I want to go back to. I want to try to find the first episode, Tuesday, Tech Talk Tuesday, episode 1. This is the first episode right here. This is it. So anyways, the point is that we've been doing these live streams for a long time. Look at that. A nice like no wrinkles on my face back then. This is Ricardo Salvetti. He was my old boss. Daniel Thompson, Siobhan, Victoria, Vicky, Trevor. He was a community member. But yeah, this was a blast. Okay, so Sahaj, let's go through this. Let's just. I'm gonna scan real quick. Okay, can you see it? Okay, let me zoom in.
actually, I have a couple in mind that I like.
Oh, really? Okay, go ahead. You already know which one. Which one?
Right. So the one in Bangkok Connect back in 2018 or no?
Yeah, I think it was because 2016, and then we went back there again, right?
We did this while Robert was talking, and we had a row of demos out in the lobby, and I had a trailer on which there was Robert's laptop and a camera and a mic in Robert's hand, and I had to pull the trailer back while Robert was talking all the way.
Yeah. Oh no, that's not it. I'm trying to find it here right now. Live at Linaro Connect San Francisco. This was the one we did that I was running you around the hotel for. This guy came on with a squid hat. Oh man, when was that? Because it doesn't have the year. It just says 5 years ago. I'm trying to find. I know which one you're talking about though, because we went and interviewed the different booths, right? I still use some of those pictures. They were good pictures. That whoever got those pictures of me. I don't know if I'm going to find it. Oh, Vancouver. I don't know if I'm going to find it here. But yes, that was a fun episode. So answering David's question, what was his favorite? You like that one? I think my favorite episode, gosh, I want to say one of them has to be the one that we had with Keith from Gumsticks, when he actually flew a drone inside and we like added music to it and stuff. Oh, you know what? Didn't I make I made a 96 boards open hours like kind of trailer one time. Where did I put that? That would be a fun one. It was kind of annoying, but maybe I could play that real quick. Let me see. We still have time, right, Saj? Would you mind watching it with me? Have a trip back into the past here. Let me see. Let me see trailer. Let me find that. It'll be fun if I. Oh, there we go. Okay, tell me if you can hear it. It's annoying, but it's fun. Can you hear that, Saj?
No.
How do I make it so that they can hear it here?
So let's see.
Can we add the audio to the stream? This is such a fun video. I'd love to watch it here with everyone. Maybe if I do this. No, that just adds it in here. Settings. Can we bring in the audio from stereo audio automatically? Speaker, microphone.
We may just have to put the link in the comments.
Darn it! I wanted to watch it right now.
I know. We'll have to figure out doing this for
okay,
for future episodes. This hasn't come up yet.
The old Open Hours group is on chat. David's there.
Let me ask the audience. Sorry, Taj, what were you saying? I didn't mean to interrupt.
I was saying David, A13, Bruno, everyone's there on chat.
Oh yeah, A13. What do you say? A13 says I gave my boards to Bruno. Oh, nice. Oh, Bruno's here too. So I can't make a wall of boards anymore. It's the board of boards. Right, just move. I should do a wall of boards. Nice. Hey, so real quick, audience, people in the YouTube chat, can you hear it when I play this? Can you hear the audio on the YouTube? Can you hear that or no? I need to wait for someone to answer. No, yes. Did anyone hear that audio? No, doesn't look like it. No. Okay, all right, we're not going to do it then. But this is a fun trailer. It's like 7 minutes long, and I think I literally put in that scene here with the drone. So like it was a fun little scene, and I added some music to it, and it was fun. Yeah. Anyways, all right, cool. Then that was my most exciting.
I have that board in the room right now.
You have what?
I have that board in the room.
Oh, the Aero Core, the Aero Core 2. I'm surprised I still remember the name of that board. Oh, you know what? This is a perfect chance here. Are you ready? We're gonna do this, Sahaj. 1, 2, 3. Now you can show your technology. So Sahaj, you were saying you have some cool legacy ARM stuff, and I admire your background. So.
This is the AeroCore board that Keith had in his hand a second ago. Still have it on my desk for some reason.
Yeah, why? That's weird. That's a weird one to have around. I mean, like.
No, right. I have these.
Here, let me make you a.
Boards.
This
is something I'm currently working with. So that's for the Connect talk. But I do have some legacy board and a short story to tell. So I heard about something called Intel Xscale a while ago, and that was Intel's first attempt at making ARM CPUs, their own ARM core based on the ARM v5 ISA, if I remember correctly. So I hopped onto eBay or something, and I figured out there's these Gemma boards. These are arcade boards. So you can put your arcade harness on here, your CRT monitor on here over VGA and a couple other things, and you have like a full arcade setup. And
so
these
Sorry, I just have a question because you said arcade. Is this like kind of like the equivalent of saying, oh, I have a SBC and then I put like my discovery board on top to enable? No.
So this is a purpose-built board for arcade control, for arcade. So it is a similar emulated multiple game arcade setup, but it's dedicated. So it has an FPGA on there, but more importantly, it has this SoC, and this has that Intel Xscale CPU in it. But the thing was, this is not very hackable. There's no easy way for someone to load their own firmware on it. So it just runs MAME compatible games. And also, this is not an Intel part. This is a Marvell part. Marvell bought the Xscale IP. So after many years, I think maybe 5, I finally got around to eBay, and I now have in my possession this thing. This is a dev kit from, I believe, Toradex, and this has a genuine Intel Xscale part on it, and there is Linux BSP for it. I haven't tried. This boots Windows CE, so it actually boots into Windows just from the onboard flash. It has like really old interfaces like CF card. It's been a long time you've seen CF card. There's IDE somewhere. There's like an NVDS DisplayPort, but again, the point was I wanted to have a legacy ARM board that at least had some form of importance, and this ends up being something that Intel did as a one-off.
What year is that? What year is that from? Do you know?
This should be early 2000s, 2006.
Kind of old.
It's hard to get really old ARM stuff. The Acorn, Archimedes. Of stuff is extremely expensive and extremely huge to ship. But as far as retro ARM goes, I think this is good enough.
Yeah, I can imagine. To buy one of those for sale. Let's see, on eBay.
That's not too bad.
No, that's just the chip. That's just the chip. Yeah, he's talking about like the actual like whole setup. Yeah. I can't find it even one on eBay right now. But yeah, no, that's really cool though. It's funny to think that you scoured eBay for legacy ARM hardware. On that note, Sahaj, you should think about what you want from me, because I have like I said, an entire Pelican case full of old 96 board stuff, and some of the stuff like I never even touched. Like there's all sorts of like mezzanine boards.
Spare 820.
I'm sure I do. I probably have like 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, because those are in short supply as well. That should work.
Yeah. And on that note, anyone who is in the audience watching right now, if you are going to Linaro Connect, let me know if you want any hardware. I'll bring you hardware, like legit, especially if you're a developer and you're part of the ARM developer program. Cue the banner. But
Yes.
yeah. So did you join the ARM? You joined the ARM developer program, Sahaj? Did you?
I think I signed up. I'm not sure if I'm very active on it yet.
Yeah. Did you apply to be,
I've been really busy.
Yeah. Did you apply to become an ambassador, or did you just join as a member?
I think I just joined it.
You should apply to become an ambassador. It's not really the stuff you do already qualifies you. Like there's no extra overhead for you. Bruno, come on, buddy. Gotta go.
Yeah, and just mentioning the developer program, there's a competition going on right now. So you should, if you're part of the community, you should definitely take or compete.
Yeah, the prize is a little underwhelming in my opinion because it's a guest spot on this amazing show, Innovation Coffee. But we did want to do like some hardware giveaways. The problem is that we're still figuring out the process in terms of like terms and conditions. We will be doing more competitions and stuff like that. Right now it's submit your projects to the competition. There's a forum post or thread that we launched on the Discord. Submit your project or demo, and then the evangelists will look at it. It's going to be a very subjective judging process, and then we'll pick a project out and we'll feature you on the show, like Sahaj here, bring you on.
Yeah, for anyone on the Discord, it's easy to find. It's just under the developer category, under Dev Forum. There's its own forum just titled Competition Developer Program Members.
Yeah. So definitely to qualify, you do have to sign up to become a member. But if you win and you're not a member, you can just go sign up. Cool. Yeah. So let's bring it back here. We have 15 minutes, and we don't need to draw this out if we have nothing left to talk about. But Gabe, do you have any questions left or no?
No.
Okay. So Linaro Connect. I would like to if you were talking to right now we have 11 people on the call. But if you were talking to thousands of people right now, imagine there's 1,000 people or 10,000 people watching right now. What would be kind of like your pitch? And let's not say people, let's say developers. What would be your pitch to get people to go to this event?
If you want to be at the nexus of where Linux on ARM happens, then Linaro Connect's the place.
Right to the point. That's actually a very, very, very good one. All right, cool. Any other things that you want to share with us, Sahaj? Like anything's going on in your world in Connect, in Linaro in general? And yes, and like hybrid. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, not much. A lot of pending projects on my end, but a lot of work around device testing, automation happening on my end. So I've been quite under the wraps about what I'm actually working on because it's super early stages. I had a really small demo in July or June. We had an employee meetup, but it's been maturing slowly since then. And I'm just hoping that I could have a good demo at Connect and show everyone what's going on.
Very cool. All right, nice. So then I saved these things for last. I have one last kind of question for you, and I'm glad that A13 wrote this. And by the way, so happy to have A13 on the call right now. Very cool. I can't wait to make more mezzanines. And what does this remind me of, Sahaj? You're making mezzanines for a program called 96 boards. Sahaj, tell us about 96 boards.
So 96 boards was an attempt at making a standardized layout and specification for ARM-based development hardware. And it ran for quite a long time, 7-8 years before my time.
Yeah, it was around for a few years before I joined. So
yeah. So the boards Robert showed you, boards like these are standardized. Like Raspberry Pi has hats, we have very standardized boards called mezzanines that extend the functionality of these boards. That's what A13 was talking about. And yeah, I think it eventually got dissolved into the rest of Linaro. I think a year back, and there's no engineering team per se, but each member landing team or any specific focused landing team does still work on 96 boards and still design 96 boards. So there's still new 96 boards coming out. There's not just there's not a dedicated team working on it.
It's not like really a program anymore. It's just kind of like these things are 96 boards.
Yeah.
And what about the mystery behind the name 96 boards?
Oh, it's 32 plus 64 bits.
Yeah, people always think it's like, oh, so you're making 96 different boards? But yeah.
Yeah, I honestly never thought about it, and it's always interesting to find out what the meaning behind it.
My handle, my nick on IRC is Rick96, and people think it's because of 96 boards.
It was that before he even knew about Linaro.
Oh, that's funny.
I was born in 1996, so
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so it's unfortunate, right? I mean, I remember back in the days of me being at Linaro, 96 boards was obviously a huge part of my professional upbringing, right? And you can tell based on this amazing piece of art that I've going to roll behind me now, the board of boards. But you can tell by this amazing piece of art here, like I hold it near and dear to my heart. Not only, was this hardware amazing, but it actually had, it served a very important purpose. And one of the big things was bleeding edge chipsets at low lead times and affordable costs. And this is kind of like the key. It's like, okay, well, I could go work on a Raspberry Pi and I can go do all of these things on this Raspberry Pi, but how does a developer get access to a bleeding edge chipset? The chipsets that aren't even in a cell phone yet, right? They aren't even yet available to put on these devices.
Also, Path to Product was a big thing for us because you could buy the chips, and the idea was you would develop using our boards, and then you'd place an order for 100,000 chips with, say, Qualcomm or MediaTek or anyone else.
Yeah, this was something I feel that wasn't done properly, and I think I can say this now.
Qualcomm did it properly.
No, even Qualcomm, I don't feel did it properly, and this is what I mean by that. No, they did it properly in terms of how they supported the boards. They didn't do it properly in terms of how they tracked the path to product. So for instance, like if a developer from a company that's building a product buys a Dragon Board 410C, right? They do all of their development on this Dragon Board 410C, and that one thing led to them buying 100,000 chipsets.
Yeah.
How do you tie the Dragon Board 410C to those 100,000 chipsets? And I don't think that those things were being tracked, or if they were, I don't know, but I don't think they were.
They couldn't track the ROI.
They didn't track the ROI from this. And so this led to, obviously some people not really understanding or seeing the value of 96 boards because there was that missing component of ROI tracking from this early stage level. And you can see it happening. Like you look at like Misty Robotics. Like Misty Robotics now has their own custom boards going into these little Misty robots, but it all started, their early models had a Dragon board in there.
Oh, nice.
And then they ended up custom doing their hardware. And so like, these are the things that I feel weren't done properly. Still amazing stuff that was done. The standards, these are standards that were like developed from, leading people in this industry, right? Like I remember attending the steering committee meetings, and you just have these very smart people sitting in this room, literally discussing how to make this board better. And one of the big things was standardization around the basic stuff and allowing the companies to really focus on developing their special sauce, focus on the special things that your chip can do, not the things that every chip does, GPIOs and stuff like that.
Yeah, conceptually, that's too bad because I really like that idea.
Yeah. So here we have some questions here, or let's get some comments here, and then we can kind of close it out. from Hybrid Robotics. And by the way, thank you, Pravir, for liking and subbing. It's amazing to have you here. We hope to see you next week. We're here every single week at 5 p.m. UTC. Here we have, I'm on the Discord server. Thank you. I would like to get one of the 96 boards, Ultra 96. You know, I might have one, Hybrid Robotics. Let me look into my box and see if I have one that I can give you.
That was another very hot board.
What?
It was another board that sold very well. Xilinx really pushed that one.
Yeah, that was a successful one. That had an FPGA on it. It was a Xilinx board. And this was a cool thing, right? Like, so I get so excited talking about 96 boards because, like, 96 boards brought distributors, manufacturers, chip makers, and designers, like, and engineers. That it brought them all together, right? So you'd have like someone say, I want my chipset on a 96 board. Okay, well then we would pair you up with a manufacturer, a distributor, would get you working with Aero Electronics or Avnet. It's such an amazing thing. So that was an Avnet Xilinx collaboration, right? Where the Dragon board was a Qualcomm Aero Electronics collaboration. And so you just meet so many fun people. Pravir, can you DM me over there? I had some doubts. I don't know what that means, but I think that's regarding the developer program. Remove all of the doubts from your head right now. The developer program is an amazing program. It literally is a completely free program. All we want to do is give you resources, tools, and ways to expedite and or make your development experience better, faster, and more efficient on ARM. So we're here literally doing this for you, bringing you everything we can. And the developer program is just that.
Yeah, it's a great community, super friendly and supportive. It's just an awesome place to hang out.
Yeah, and you're at kind of like the precipice here. Like we're like early adopters right now. This just started in January, right? So we already have 3,000 developers in that Discord server. We're going to the moon here, right? Okay, that's my pitch. We're good. Linaro Connect. Make sure you attend it. Sahaj, closing arguments. Shameless plug. Is there something? Feel free to pitch a charity. I don't know, whatever you want. What do you want to send people to? What's your call to action?
Just visit my Twitter, I guess.
Oh, Twitter. Did we get his Twitter on there? Let's get. Let me see Twitter. I'll put it on there real quick. Twitter.com, and then I got to go find.
It said sort of just one.
Sahaj. Sahaj. Wait, what the heck? There you are. All right. I'm going to put the banner up there. We're going to share it. This is Sahaj's shameless plug because that's a shame. You could have pitched Linaro Connect. You could have got people to donate to a charity, and you chose to put your Twitter up there, man. Oh, dude.
And you may once again want to say his name properly because you've pronounced it two ways throughout the video.
Only I get to call him Sahaj. You all call him Sahaj. His name is Sahaj. I call him Sahaj. There you go, twitter.com/Sahaj Sarup. And don't forget that if you are in London from, April 26th, I got the dates wrong at the beginning, April 26th through the 28th, stop by Linaro Connect. Go get yourself a badge and join us at Linaro Connect. We'd love to see you there.
Yeah, and keep your eyes on it because apparently you can watch some of the keynotes live streamed.
Perfect. Awesome. And Saj, that's it? We're good? Any last things? Goodbye?
Bye.
No. I'm just kidding. Like, do you want to say goodbye to the audience, or to?
Thanks for watching.
All right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna close this out. This is great. This is so much fun.
You can tell it's been a while I've done YouTube.
I'm just trying to make it as awkward as possible for everyone here. You know.
Oh, you do a great job of that,
Gabe. What about you? Any last words before I close this out?
Yeah, just remember we have a subreddit. Go and visit it. ARM software dev. We just post every day just cool things that people build on ARM.
Awesome. All right. I'm just making sure that people see all these cool comments that are posted here, and I'm genuinely just grateful for all of you being here. Okay, Sahaj, my turn to close this out. Thank you so much, my friend, my buddy. This has just been great catching up with you. I love using these episodes to genuinely get back in touch with my old friends here. So just thank you for spending this time with us. Is awesome. Gabe, my co-host friend, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
Everyone out in the community, thank you so much for spending this hour with us. You could have spent it doing so many other things, curing cancer, but you spent it here with us, watching the cool stuff that's happening on ARM, and we really appreciate you for doing that.
It was the right choice.
It was the right choice. And so we look forward to seeing you all next week, and we will be here 5 p.m. UTC sharp. Also, just to let you know, I will be at Linaro Connect doing some cool live streams as well. So maybe we get Sahaj back on there. Maybe we recreate that old Linaro Connect Bangkok thing. But thank you. And don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Take care.
Peace.